going on, Facebook fam? I'm back with today's gratitude shout out. And it's actually inspired by another quote that I heard this week. And the quote went a little something like, most of us have people in our lives that we wish we never met, but they taught us some of the biggest lessons we ever got. And that took me all the way back to the first shop I ever worked in over 20 years ago, and one of the experiences I had there, and how that simple incident with that individual triggered a determination in me that I still have to this day. So we're going to call him Spike. So Spike was a very experienced HVAC technician in the shop that I worked in, and that was my original career field. And so for me, for those that know me, I am not a mechanical mind. I don't enjoy doing mechanical things. Never been great at that kind of stuff and working with my hands. I just don't find pleasure in that. However, I did my job, I learned my job, and I did it well, but that wasn't always the case. You see, one day I was assigned to work with Spike, and it was his job to train me that week. And so we were in the shop preparing for the day, and he said, hey, go grab me a tool. And I don't remember what tool he asked me for, but what I do remember is that I had no idea what he was asking me for back then. And I was too embarrassed to ask and tell him I didn't know what the tool was. So I went in the tool room, and I just grabbed the tool that I thought looked like what he asked for. So came back out there with him, and he was like, what is that? That's not what I asked for. So I was like, oh, my bad, I'll go get it. Went back in the tool room, and I was pretty much just guessing again, because I had no clue. But when I came out, I heard him upstairs talking to another technician in the shop, telling him how dumb I was. And he was just going off, and they were laughing and talking about me. And man, I'm sitting down there like, they don't know I'm right around the corner. But that hurt me. You know, that one got me. You know, I'm like, for real? I was embarrassed. You know, they pretty much validated what I had already felt about myself and my lack of confidence in my ability to do the job. So I was hurt. I was embarrassed. I won't lie, I was a young man, and I lacked confidence, and I lacked the communication skills to be able to confront that appropriately. And I had recently got in trouble, so I didn't want to get in more trouble and get another demotion, so I kept it all in. I kept it to myself. However, it was at that very moment that I made it up in my mind that they would never be able to call me dumb again. So I dove in my books. I dove in the books. And I put so much time, energy, and effort into learning my job and perfecting my skills that eventually I would just go out there on my own and practice and test my skills. And slowly but surely, I actually became one of the go-to guys in the shop while I was there. I ended up working on the outside and doing side jobs at night, and ended up working for a housing community and helping them out with their emergency calls at night. And eventually got an awesome opportunity to teach at an HVAC technical school, where I taught for 4 years. So similar to my story last week, you know, a job that I had little to no confidence in my ability to do, I ended up training other people how to do that very job. And why? Because a couple of guys running their mouths and disrespecting me in the shop triggered something in me that, again, I still have to this day, created a work ethic in me that I still carry with me today. So the lesson in this is that most of us have people in our lives who have hurt us in some way. But we've learned some great lessons through those experiences. And Coach Sean reminded me last week that you can't be grateful for the lesson, but hateful for the teacher. So while we may want to go back in history and erase those people out of our past, we would also be removing all the wisdom that we learned and gained from those experiences. So that just comes with it. So today's gratitude shout out goes to Spike. Wherever you are in the world, my man, I appreciate you for lighting that fire in me and teaching me this lesson. Y'all have a great week.